Apologies for being late. Today is about magic numbers. Who doesn't love magic numbers? Well, some people don't. But we're going to see if we can fix that. And there'll be activities tomorrow for ages 4 till 18 plus. And this is a nice quick live. Apologies for being late. I've been swimming and we got carried away. Sorry. And right, so what we've got is, I'm going to see if I can share the screen with the right resource here and show you what we're doing tomorrow. So all you need really is pen and paper and a brain. Have I shared the right thing? I think so. I hope so. I think I'm sharing the right thing. Hope you're looking at what I'm looking at. So you're going to work out some subtractions and divide each answer by 8. And ideally, you'll be able to do it without a calculator. And then you're going to find some fascinating facts. We've done this with the number 9, I think it was the other day. And we just did a live this morning on YouTube with the number 11 and all kinds of other different numbers. And it's all about just making the discoveries. So do the maths. So you're doing the maths and then making the discoveries. And more magic numbers. There is another activity, an extension to magic numbers. I think the link I've given you is actually the wrong link. So I'll in the description, I'll change that, I'll edit it and put the correct link in. So that's fine. So it's just, as you can see, pen and paper. If you want to use a calculator, you can, but it's much better if you don't. Much better if you don't. So if you aren't able to do the calculations, if you haven't reached that level in your educational journey, then leave it and come back to it another time. You get a lot more out of it if you just go ahead and do it. And then I've got some solutions there, which I'm going to scooch through. And there isn't much to do. There isn't much to do in terms of much to prepare, pen, paper, brain. And you're going to be discovering pleasing patterns. There will be lots of surprises, practice and subtraction, division, and enjoying it. And it's designed to help learners to understand 3 fundamental ideas: inverse operations, the process of division and how it's equivalent to sharing. So dividing is all about sharing, like 2 halves of a pizza, 3/3 of a pizza, 8 pieces of cake. If you got 1 orange, you're going to slice it up. How many slices is each person going to get? And then also solving linear equations. And that solving linear equations involves the use of inverse operations. So that might sound like double Dutch to you, but the whole point of these activities is that you do a low entry, high ceiling. So you can start at the beginning. You can start at early years level if you want to. If you're like, I really never did get maths at school, and I don't know what to tell my kids, start with the early years activity, which will be shared with you in the morning. We'll have the whole home learning resource available when we do the morning live. And so you can start with early years and then work your way up through with your learners up to the point where you're like, oh, this actually makes sense. And that's what the resource is designed to do, to take you through the steps so that each step makes sense. You don't move on to the next one until the one you're on makes sense. And the way it's presented is in such a way that you absorb the information, that you can process the information, and that you develop. They're watching Coco over there. Love that movie. Right. So yes. So enjoy. And the one we're looking at here is for teachers. The one that will be available to you in the morning is for home learning and inclusion, and that will be what we're using in the morning. So thank you very much for joining. That's all we have. That's all she wrote tonight. Thank you very much for joining us, and see you in the morning. That's 9 o'clock for 7 to 18-year-olds, and 10 o'clock, that's London time, for 4 to 7-year-olds. Thank you. Have a good morning, good night, good evening. See you next time. Ooh, didn't work.